Anyway, here we go. We're gonna have another album ranking. Band very near and dear to my heart. Band that's got slagged off many, many times. I think they're starting to be appreciated now. But when they first came out, not so much. Slagged off as copycats, derivative, and whatever you want else you could call. But you know what? They're one of the greatest rock and roll bands to come out of the 90s. And they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and won't be nominated either. Wonder why. Guess it's some other rappers that need to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Anyway, I digress. Man. But anyway, this band released its first album in 1992. So that's going on almost 30 years ago, so obviously they were eligible. But anyway, they have, I believe, nine records. 8 of them full-time releases, 1 an EP. I think they released a couple of EPs. Tragic events around the band, too. Tragic, very tragic. Sad. But who would that band be? That band would be the Stone Temple Pilots, or just Stone Temple Pilots, STP. Formerly known as Mighty Joe Young, and formerly known, I believe, as Shirley Temple's Poussoir. But anyway, I digress. But we're going to go down the album rankings. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at number 9. It's called Perdida. Perdida's acoustic album, just released. February 7th last year. So about a year ago, a little over a year ago it came out. Personally, I happily like the album, but in the ranking system of my preferential favorites, it's got to fall in somewhere. Unfortunately, it falls in last. But it's got some good songs on here. Fare Thee Well, 3 Wishes, Perdita, Sunburst. Excellent stuff. It's a good listen. Very mellow. Got the new singer in there. Let me see what the new singer's name. I forgot already. Let me see. Let me see if they list who the bands are. Jeff Gutt is their newest singer. Sounds reminiscent of one of their old singers, but whatever. I guess you gotta keep it consistent. So can't fault the guy. He actually writes music, sings well. I'd like to see them. I did see them. I think it was 2001 at the Madison Square Garden. I think it was 2001. Oh, many years ago, 20 years ago. Anyway, Perdita, number 9. Okay, and then we have number 8. Stone Temple Pilots is the name of this. This came out in 2010. Not very big. I mean, it went to number 2 in the U.S. Not sure exactly how well it sold. Excellent packaging on this, mind you. This album is not easy to find. This was a bit of a pain. I didn't have this record, but I figured, let me get it and listen to it. I did like it. Good stuff on it. Comes with a poster. Look at that. That's a pretty cool poster, no? The DeLeo brothers, the late Scott Weiland, who passed away in December of 2015, sadly. So, that was one of the tragic events for Stone Temple Pilots. Other than being underappreciated, Scott Weiland died. But there's some good stuff on here, too. Between the Lines, Take a Load Off, Huckleberry Crumble, Hazy Days, Maver, First Kiss on Mars. It's almost like a Bowie song. Kind of Bowie-esque. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Scott Weiland, Robert DeLeo, Dean DeLeo, the brothers, and on drum, Eric Kretz. So that would be number 8 for me. Their self-titled 8th album. Now we come to number 7. Also titled Stone Temple Pilots. This was released in March of 2018 when they had their new singer. They were on hiatus for a while. This is an amazingly good album. Meadow, excellent. Middle of Nowhere, Guilty. Yeah, good album, good stuff. Good stuff. Very consistent, excellent riffs. This album came out March 16, 2018, so a little over 3 years ago. This is when they got their new singer. That guy, Jeff Gutt, right there. There's the rest of the band. So that's number 7. Okay, number 6 for me would be Shangri. La-di-da. This came out in 2001. This is actually the tour, June of 2001. So, I think I saw him that summer. This is when they would, just good album too. Good stuff on here. This album went to number 2 in the charts in the US. Dumb Love, of course, it's got Days of the Week on here. Coma. What else is on here? Wonderful, Regeneration. A Song for Sleeping, Long Way Home. Not a bad album. Okay. It's number 6 for me. Now we're going to number 5. Not necessarily an album, but I still like it. Stone Temple Pilots, once again, called High Rise. This was released in... When was this released? I think it was 2013. October of 2013. This is when they had Chester Bennington in the band, briefly. And once again, there's another tragic event. Chester Bennington passed away in July of 2017. So, 2 different lead singers. 2 times they lost their lead singers. It's an EP. Good stuff, though. Out of Time, Black Heart, Cry Cry, Tomorrow. Slightly different because it's Chester singing. Still like it. Number 5 for me. I just got a soft spot for Chester Bennington, too. Okay, so number 4 for B would be Stone Temple Pilots, number 4. This album came out in 99, and everybody's got Down, Sour Girl, of course. I actually happen to really like the song Atlanta. What a beautiful song. Stone Temple Pilots, number 4. Very similar to almost the inversion of the Bowie's last album. Anyway. Alright. Okay, so number 3 for me would be their 3rd album, Tiny Music from the Vatican Gift Shop. This is where they went, they were actually expanding their sound. This was released in March of 96. Went double platinum in the U.S. Sorry about that rude pause. Ran out of storage space. Maybe I should invest in some good camera equipment. Anyway, as I continue, we're down to number 3, and that was Tiny Music from the Vatican Gift Shop. There's the full cover with the lyrics. Big Bang Baby, Lady Picture Show, Tripping on a Hole in a Paper Heart, Art School Girl, Adhesive. Very different, almost glammy album. Good album, really good. Love it. And then we move on to my number 2 pick. Is this recording? Yeah, it is. Anyway, my number 2 pick is their debut album, Core. This is when they burst onto the scene in 92 and they were slagged off as grunge light or grunge ripoff or blah, 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 blah. Oh, look at that. Little rooster cut. Anyway, come on, man. This album's classic from start to beginning. Dead and Bloated, Sex Type Thing, Wicked Garden, Naked Sunday, Creep, Piece of Pie, Plush, Cracker Man. Oh, man, Wherever the River Goes. What a great album, man. Look, picture the band in action. This is just top notch. STP, man. The Racer's Edge. Cool stuff. That was released September 29th, 1992. Almost 30 years ago. But we move on to my number 1 pick and my favorite. This one, Purple. Stone Temple Pilots, Purple. 12 gracious melodies, as it says on the back. This was the follower, released about a year and a half later. No, you can't beat it. Meat Plow, Vaseline, Loungefly, Interstate, Love Song, Big Empty, Army Ants, Kitchenware, and Candy Bars. Wow. Interstate Love Song, Vaseline, Silver Gun, Superman, Pretty Penny, Big Empty, Army Ants, Unglued. This, fantastic. One of my favorites. It's one of my all-time favorite albums. It's up there. I'm not saying it's my top 10, but it's definitely in my top, I would say, 30 albums of all time. Right there. Purple. So there we go. Number 1's Purple. Number 2 is Core, their debut album. Number 3, Tiny Music from the Vatican Gift Shop. Number 4 is... 4? Number 5 is High Rise. Stone Temple Pilots with Chester Bennington. Not much to see on the inside, but there you go. Number 6 is Shangri-La-Di-Da. Number 7, just known as Stone Temple Pilots. Number 8, also known as just Stone Temple Pilots. Peace, babe. And number 9, Perdida. Perdida. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, oh well, Perdida. Anyway, there you go. There's my ranking. Somebody's trying to cut it in for me. Somebody's calling me right now. I can see. You can't see it, but I can. Anyway, peace. Have a good weekend. And on to the next album ranking. I might do the year 1991 since it's its 30th anniversary. Have a good day. Remember, you can make the difference, but you need to make the first move. That's going to be my catchphrase. Everybody, personality needs a catchphrase, and that's going to be mine.